Families, good morning. Happy Friday. Mr. Knighton here. Hope all is well. Let's go ahead and jump right into this week's announcements. As always, we want to ground ourselves in our word. My humanity is bound up in yours, for we can only be human together. Again, our humanity is bound up in one another's, for we can only be human together. Shout out to Mrs. Holtree. She was the newest recipient of the Inspiring Heart Award. We shared this out on Monday, and it was funny. I shared it with her the other morning coming into work, just how overjoyed I was being able to just see the excitement that the community expressed and all the kindness, and commenting and hearting and liking that particular social media post that we shared out. We've been sharing things out here in the building now for several years, and it's always interesting to see what draws a lot of attention and what gets people involved, and the amount of traffic that is visiting a specific post, and hers definitely is one of the top posts that we've had, and I know this is far more and far deeper than social media, and it's far more than likes and things of that nature. It's about the impact that somebody has had on a community, which Mrs. Holtree has had significantly. So Mr. Birdie, we appreciate you so much for recognizing Mrs. Holtree. But Mrs. Holtree, we thank you so much just for your dedication and your heart and your care and your compassion that you pour into everybody that you come into contact with. So we appreciate you so much. Faces around the junior high, y'all know this is always one of my favorite things to talk about. Did a couple rounds of observations this week, and it's so difficult when you're in a classroom because you just want to take in the energy and you want to be a part of the learning, and I also want to document things too by way of just capturing just excitement, and I never want to pry and be too invasive, but there's just so much greatness that's going on here in the building. So just a couple of rooms here, popped in the choir this week, and it was super cool to see how they launch and how they warm up. Mrs. Burke does a phenomenal job with her students, both here and also at Washington Woods. But yeah, popped into that class this week. So just a couple pictures here. Popped into Mrs. Wall's room. They were, getting ready to do some lab work, and her just going over her expectations and norms. Some students playing some games, some community building activity in another science classroom. Mrs. Coppins popped into Mrs. Daniels' 8th grade classroom the other day. Again, love the engagement, love the launch, just being able to set, the precedent of what it is to be a learner, or what it means to be a learner in that classroom. And then as they broke into, another activity, another game, to work on the specific learning target for that day. So just a lot of greatness going on in the junior high. Just appreciate the energy and the excitement. And like I said, I love talking about the faces around the junior high. Mr. Parashow, we are celebrating him on September 12th. That's here. That's a Saturday from 2 to 4. His mom is, going to be here, and she wants to, have some pizza and have some images going and have some videos going to celebrate Mr. Parashow and his impact on life. I know we only had him for a few short years. It was not long enough, and he definitely made a mark on this community during his time here. So if you're available, please come on out Saturday, September 12th from 2 to 4 here at the library, and we are going to celebrate Mr. Parashow. All right, next week we have a few things going on. Let's see here, make sure this is right. All right, so first and foremost, make sure you know that Friday there is no school next week. There's also no school on Monday. But next Friday we have no school. We have a couple different schedules going. So Monday is an A schedule, Tuesday is a D schedule. We're doing NWEA. Wednesday, early release, C schedule. Thursday, a B schedule. And then Friday, like I said, no school. Staff email. So please click here. We want you guys to be able to get in touch with us. We understand that things pop up, and you have questions and you have wonderings. Please communicate with us. Now, I want you to know, we have several people here that we all support. So let me just say we all support. But when you're looking to get a hold of a specific person or for a specific thing, keep in mind anything attendance related, let's kick that over to Mrs. Polo. She's our attendance secretary. If it's anything, concerning specific academic questions, always reach out to your student's teacher. You have a 7th grade principal who is Mr. Billingsley, and then you have an 8th grade principal who is Miss Rosendahl. So specific to your student, if you have a question around something around discipline or you want some follow-up, tag us principals on that. I'm the building principal, so I have the luxury of being able to have my hands on a little bit of everything, but I always encourage you guys to get in connection with, the teachers first and foremost if you've got a question about what's going on in the classroom, but also to tag our grade level principals as well. We have student support coordinators, so Mrs. Baker is your 7th grade student support coordinator. Mrs. Vasilian is your 8th grade student support coordinator. We have 2 counselors, Ms. Kinsella, 7th, and then Miss Taylor, 8th grade. So again, just depending on what the need is, there are people that you are able to get in contact with. So please check out the staff emails, click here, and if you have questions, let us know. All right, word of the week from Mr. Bruce Lee. Do not allow negative thoughts to enter your mind, for they are the weeds that strangle confidence. Do not allow negative thoughts to enter your mind, for they are the weeds that strangle confidence. I needed that word this week because that was something that, I'm human. We're all human. We definitely probably have a lot in common when it comes to trying to chase away those negative thoughts. But when I saw that, I was like, man, that is profound because it truly does strangle confidence. It blurs our ability to be able to see beyond the right now, and that right now could be the barrier. So being able to see around that, a lot of that is overcoming the negative thinking. So powerful words from Bruce Lee. And again, I want to share that with you guys. So I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Be safe. And we're looking forward to jumping into next week. Keep in mind, just 4 days. There is no school on Friday. So take care. Much love. See you next week.